My name's Dev Mehta, and I'm an architect. So I'm a principal architect at BDP Quadrangle. We're an architecture firm, about 250 people, based in Toronto, Canada. What we do is we design buildings or communities of buildings that ultimately get built. So really our job involves communicating the ideas that we create to our clients and to builders who ultimately will end up building the buildings. So oftentimes architects are described as people who build buildings. We actually don't build anything. We create documents and drawings that help communicate what the design of the building ultimately will be and what needs to be built. I absolutely love drawing. From a young age, I would draw from books, from comic books, from TV shows, but mostly I would make up characters and make up places and make up buildings and environments. And I just like creating ideas. And the beauty of being an architect, or at least when I was younger, I thought, well, eventually I could make these ideas to an extent a reality. It's really the only profession where you create ideas in terms of buildings, and they actually will hopefully one day be built and influence people positively. My educational pathway to becoming an architect started with me applying for an undergrad degree. And specifically, I went into a Bachelor of Architecture at the University of Carleton. So that was a 4-year degree. And once I finished that, I applied for a master's degree in architecture. Which in my case was a 2-year degree, also at the same school. And then following that, you basically have now a professional degree and can then register to become an intern architect. At least that's how it's typically set up in Canada, and I believe in the United States. And then once you become an intern architect, it's a bit of a process, but you start registering and logging your hours of work experience in various aspects of the profession as you're working. And once you get a certain number of hours, you can then register to take your professional exams. And once you pass those exams and complete your hours, you can then finally register to be an architect. So it is a bit of a lengthy process, but it's important that you get a vast experience because it is quite a complex and demanding profession. There really is no typical day as an architect. Every day is unique, and that's what makes the profession so rewarding and interesting. I could have a day where I'm on site at a construction site and I'm helping the builders and I'm helping my clients resolve an issue that's come up related to the site, or work out a detail so that things can be built properly and built on time. I can be presenting a big concept to one of my clients or to a community or to municipal staff at a city, or I can be working with my team. We work quite collaboratively, coming up with design ideas and working through various design concepts. So it's a very dynamic profession. There's new things, and I'm learning every single day. At its core, being able to think critically, solve problems, and then communicate your ideas, those are all the core strengths of being a good architect. Architecture is a very tough profession. I'm not going to lie about that. It takes years and years and years, and oftentimes, the architects that you know and have heard about are quite old. because it's taken an entire career to get to the point in their lives where they're able to truly master it. But I would say that because it's such a challenging profession, because it's so complex, it's extremely rewarding. You're always learning, you're always growing, and you always feel like there's more and more potential. And you really get to meaningfully contribute to the world around you. So um, if this is the kind of thing that you're interested in, I think it's an extremely meaningful profession to pursue.